All right, hey everyone, Jeff here at stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Um, so consider this: when and if you ever get an opportunity to go to prison. I mean, some could argue the fact that we already actually are in prison. Everything of value is taken from you: your time, your attention, your freedom, your ability to function as a contributing member of society, the option to apply your intellectual or manual skills, even your property is of no use to you if you cannot benefit from its ownership. You don't actually even own property if you think you do. Look at the title of the home if you have paid off the debt pledge or the mortgage. You're still only listed as a title on the, a tenant on the deed. That's a whole scam right there anyway, when they trick you into purchasing a house. You sign a one-sided contract. There's no one on the other side of the table going, okay, I'm going to give you this money. You're actually just borrowing your credit. We're going to get into that. So anyway, when the government does this, it must assume total responsibility for you and pay your way, which is the situation we find ourselves in today. So if you're completely destitute, they'll take you off the street and put you into prison and try to get you in, I don't know. And they'll pay for your clothing, your housing, your shelter, your medical care, etc. It's all provided because that is the state's legal responsibility. Now here in California, we pay a state tax like they do in every state. As a U.S. citizen, you're under the U.S. citizen's dominion. Basically, they own you through your birth certificate. And what they've done is they've leased you out to one of these states to work in. Like here in California, you pay a franchisee, you pay to the franchise tax board. So what you actually are is a franchisee of a foreign corporation. But we did this knowingly. I mean, our forefathers did, or our parents, or whoever went to them. There was a time when you didn't have to be a U.S. citizen. You could be a citizen of California. But you thought they had a better deal over there because they were going to pay you Social Security and retirement and all this other great stuff. And turns out it's just kind of a scam. But so anyway, they lease you back onto the plantation and to use you as your labor. It's their legal responsibility to do that. So likewise, when the United States declared bankruptcy, it pledged all Americans as collateral against the national debt and confiscated all the gold, eliminating any means by which you could pay. It also assumed legal responsibility for providing a new way for you to pay. And it did that by providing what is known as the exemption, an exemption for having to pay for anything. So in practical terms, though this meant giving each American something to pay with, and not something, and that something is your credit. We have unlimited amounts of credit. Your value to society was then and still is calculated using actuarial tables and at birth, bonds equal to this average value are created. Anywhere from $1 to $2 million, $3 to $6 million. No one knows really exactly. These bonds are collateralized by your birth certificate, which becomes a negotiable instrument. Keep in mind, like if you go out and buy a car, they take the note and you can't pay for the whole thing, so you borrow. And you sign the note, and that note is collateralized, and it's sold on the, it's sold to investors. So anyway, these birth certificate bonds are hypothecated, traded until their value is unlimited for all intents and purposes, and all that credit is created technically and is rightfully yours, right? Wouldn't it be? In point of fact, you should be able to go into any store in America and buy anything and everything in sight, telling the clerk to charge it to your exemption account, which is what you're doing anyway when you're paying with Federal Reserve notes or anything else, because it's just a promise to pay. It's not money, it's debt. Promise to pay what? Nothing. It's promise to pay, promise to pay. Anyway, this exemption account is evidenced by your 9-digit number on the front of your Social Security card without dashes. It's your EIN number. It's your exemption identification number. However, what they've done everything in their power to stop you from accessing or even having knowledge to any of this information and having access to any of this credit created by the corporate fiction, which is a trust identified by your name in all capital letters. That's the big one, folks. Anything that you get in the mail, any of your driver's licenses, your insurances, your bills, your phone, anything, your bank accounts, it's all done under the name of this corporate fiction. You think it's you, but it's not you. It's your name in all capital letters. It's corporate fiction, and you're the administrator of it. You're the agent. You pay the bills for it, and all you do to pay the bills for that thing is sign your name. That's all you can do. It's commonly referred to as your straw man. It's a debtor. And like all corporate entities under the bankruptcy, because it is a subset of a bankrupt debtor government, it's not you, but you unknowingly serve as a trustee for this fiction. Manage it for a lifetime, and you're legally liable for any and all debts it incurs, unless by administrative means you lay claim to any and all value it might contain by creating a security agreement between you and it. And once you have done this, no other fiction can have any dealings with your fiction without your express permission. As a creditor and a creator of its value, it cannot even be sued without your permission. In fact, no court, government agency, law enforcement agency, attorney, or any other corporate entity can transact business of any kind with a strawman without your permission. It's the one thing that every judge has drilled into his head, that the court must have your consent before it can prosecute your strawman. Rule, put you in jail. You, the unwitting surety for the strawman, which is a fiction, cannot be put in jail because it's not you that they are prosecuting. It's the strawman. That goes down a whole nother rabbit hole, and that's a whole nother field of study. But we have to understand the situation that we find ourselves in. Since the end of the Civil War, we are under what's called General Orders 100, or the Lieber Code. And you can look that up on the internet. And it's a set of rules by which when a invading army comes in and takes over a country, these are the rules that they follow. We are actually, in effect, prisoners of war. We're under martial rule. It's where we're being policed. You've been leased back from a captured government, and they lease you to the state that you live in. That's why you have to pay state and federal taxes. Like here in California, you have to pay franchise tax board. It's called the California Franchise Tax Board. Why would they call it that? Because you're in fact a franchisee of a foreign corporation, but you unknowingly and unwittingly signed up for, under penalty of perjury, that you will pay all the bills for this bankrupt corporation. But the great part is they didn't tell you, is you have this exemption account. And all you have to do is sign your name, because you can't pay anything anyway. There is no money. Federal Reserve notes are a promise to pay. It's a note. Promise to pay what? Promise to pay, promise to pay. It's a joke. I'll get more into this in a later video, but please go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com if you're interested in this kind of information. Thanks. Have a great day.